I am always behind the times when it comes to these games that feel like a novelty and end up being one of the biggest games of its time. I guess my foresight is terrible, but every time I guess they won't be much but another note in the history of that day and wait for the trend to pass. But as I should have understood, kids really hold the key to the future of trends. Five Nights, PUBG, Fortnite, Among Us, the future of gaming advertisement has been the internet since the 2000s, but it now feels like the present of advertising. Community playing mixed with YouTube influencers, Twitch influencers, and Discord really set the stage for viral games these days, and this is another one of those viral memed culture games that I've been so wrong about every time. So how is Five Nights at Freddy's? Let's take a look. Five Nights at Freddy's is a prime example of where I see shock scares being used well, as opposed to faking being something it can't be and using shock scares cheaply. Five Nights at Freddy's has no ambition, at least in game, to be something it wasn't. It's an incredibly simple premise. Survive a night with these animatronics that also happen to really dislike you. I wouldn't call this a horror game, more like a tactics game. Like, after getting shocked once, you'll live for the rest of the game, and for the rest of the time you play it. However, what really grips you is the system you have to use to make sure every singular animatronic character cannot get to you. They all have their different methods and routes to getting to you. By knowing their triggers and looking at your camera, you can survive another day yet. The simplicity of the premise and the tactfulness of the puzzle makes Five Nights at Freddy's a pretty fun game to play. Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely a game that flourishes under the restrictions given, because graphically the lo-fi look of the game, beyond a shadow of a doubt, boosts the creepiness factor more than some generic polygon style would have. While the amount of polygons per character or whatever are not important, I would say the character of the graphics is far more important than the technicalities. The soundtrack is terribly short and minimal, but yeah, I mean, it's not really needed, and to be honest, if it were there mid-game, it would make it much harder. But what is there is well made and works for the silly dumb premise and aesthetic this game provides. Five Nights at Freddy's, as sad as I am, isn't an incredible game. It is a great little game on the side when you get tired of your main game, the little puzzle easy to figure out but harder to master. There is barely any replay value here. This is, as previously stated, a simple puzzler. But hey, if you want something short but relatively sweet, Five Nights at Freddy's is a pretty good pick. Check it out once or twice.